it's the biggest development in the Sambal case yet. In a big victory for the Hindu side in this case for the first time. In fact, since the legal dispute, the court has tagged the Sambhal Mosque a disputed site. That's right. The Allahabad High Court was hearing the petition of the Masjid side on the whitewashing of the Shahi Jama Masjid in Sambhal. The petition was filed by the Mosque Committee seeking permission to whitewash the mosque premises for the month of Ramzan, which is currently underway. The ASI submitted its report on the cleanliness. After the ASI inspected the premises, it submitted its report saying that there was no need to whitewash the premises. In fact, this matter was presided by Justice Rohit Ranjan Agarwal, who asked it if it was Jama Masjid or Jami Masjid, citing one part of the complaint. As the matter continued in the court, the Hindu side lawyer, advocate Hari Shankar Jain, in fact, asked the court to refer to the mosque as disputed structure, after which Justice Agarwal asked for the words to be written in the court records. Now, viewers, this is the argument by the Masjid side, the temple side, and what the High Court had to say. Masjid side, don't create hindrance in cleansing. Temple side said refer to the masjid as disputed, and this is what the High Court has said. It is a disputed structure, a very, very big development, viewers, that has taken place today. The dispute over Shahi Jama Masjid, viewers, is linked to claims that the mosque was constructed over the remains of the historic Harihar temple. That is, for the very first time that the court has referred to the mosque as a disputed site. And what is going to be the impact of this? We'll tell you all about that. But before that, here's a reaction.
See, today the matter was listed for hearing before the Honorable Allahabad High Court. So the order of 19th of November was challenged by way of a civil revision before the Honorable Allahabad High Court, and the matter was pending and was listed for hearing before the Honorable Allahabad High Court. During this pendency, the Mosque Committee has filed an application with regard to certain issue with regard to the name of the Mosque Committee, with regard to the name of the mosque, whether it's a Jummah Masjid, Jami Masjid or Jama Masjid. So this was the correction application which was moved by the Mosque Committee. So my senior Mr. Hari Shankar Jain had pointed out that during the pendency of this matter, it should be referred as a disputed structure. It should not be referred as a mosque. So far as the civil suit is concerned or the title dispute is concerned, it is always used as a disputed structure. So that's why the Honorable High Court in the previous order also, as well as in today's order, has termed this so-called mosque as a disputed structure. And I must tell you that in Ram Mandir Babri Masjid case also, it was also termed as a disputed structure till the court gives a finality to the issue. Normal practice, because when two parties are before the court and one party is claiming that it's a precinct, it's having all the characteristics of a Hindu temple, and the other party is claiming that it is having all the characteristics of a mosque. So till the time the issue is sub judice and pending, until the time court takes a view that what is the finality of the issue, what's the title of the issue, till that time the court uses the term disputed structure.
Let's now go across to my colleague Pradeep Datta, who is joining us live right now for more on this story. Pradeep, this is a significant development. Ever since we got, reports of riots that took place last year, now with the Allahabad High Court itself declaring it as a disputed site, really, has come as a big news, especially in the month of Ramzan. Can you tell us a little bit about what happens next in this case? How has been the reaction of various leaders, various political parties on this big development?
Yes, you're absolutely right. This is a big development and a big jolt for the Masjid Committee, because it says that this structure, that means it's quite clear that it is not.
Right. I think there's some problem with the audio line out there. We'll try and reconnect with Pradeep Datta in just a bit. Meanwhile, let's once again listen into this reaction that we got from Vishnu Jain.
The judge has asked the steno to refer to the dispute in the structure as a disputed structure.
See, today the matter was listed for hearing before the Honorable Allahabad High Court, and this matter pertains to a challenge of appointment of Advocate Commissioner by the Civil Judge Senior Division Chandosi. So the order of 19th of November was challenged by way of a civil revision before the Honorable Allahabad High Court, and the matter was pending and was listed for hearing before the Honorable Allahabad High Court. During this pendency, the mosque committee has filed an application with regard to certain issue with regard to the name of the mosque committee, with regard to the name of the mosque, whether it's a Jummah Masjid, Jami Masjid or Jama Masjid. So this was the correction application which was moved by the mosque committee. So my senior Mr. Harishankar Jain had pointed out that during the pendency of this matter, it should be referred as a disputed structure, it should not be referred as a mosque. So the Honorable Allahabad High Court, following the general practice that when any dispute is pending before the Honorable High Court or before any court, it is used and so far as the civil suit is concerned or the title dispute is concerned, it is always used as a disputed structure. So that's why the Honorable High Court in the previous order also as well as in today's order has termed this so-called mosque as a disputed structure. And I must tell you that in Ram Mandir Babri Masjid case also, it was also termed as a disputed structure till the court gives a finality to the issue.
So you mean to say that it's very normal for a court to...
It's a very normal practice because when...
So you heard Vishnu Jain, who was explaining to us what this development really means. It's a regular procedure is what he's saying till the final decision in this particular case is not there. This particular structure is going to be referred as a disputed site. That's the big development that has taken place, viewers, and it has become a political issue as well. Samajwadi Party leader Manoj Yadav, in fact, has now raised questions on the court, asking why isn't the court hearing Masjid side. He further alleges judiciary is controlled by the government. Listen in.
जब उन्होंने उसको विवादित ढांचा बता दिया तो किस आधार पर विवादित ढांचा बता दिया, ये भी बात मौजूदा सरकार को और न्यायपालिका को बतानी पड़ेगी। वैसे एक बात तो बिल्कुल स्पष्ट हो गई कि जिस तरीके से सरकार ने न्यायपालिका को अपने इशारों पे नचाने का काम किया है, ऐसा शायद ही कभी देखने और सुनने को मिलेगा।
And now we have a reaction coming in from D. Raja of the CPI as well, who says the opinion from the other side must also be sought because many judicial verdicts come out not looking at the realities on the ground. Listen in.
It's a serious observation, but it has to be studied properly, and the opinion from other side also must be sought. Because many judicial verdicts come out not looking at the ground realities and even sometimes not looking at the foundational principles of Constitution. Whatever the Allahabad High Court has said needs to be studied and it cannot be taken. It is a judicial verdict we should accept because it may lead to further controversies also.
So you just heard, viewers, reactions from Samajwadi Party as well as CPI, both now trying to, ask the court that the view of other side, here in this case, the Masjid side, should also be heard. Let me now go across to my colleague Pradeep Datta, who is back with us on the broadcast. Pradeep, we just heard some reactions, but can you also explain to us what does this development really mean and, what happens next in this case now?
So there are two things. One, because Masjid side never had any problem because they claimed that this was a mosque. It was the Hindu side that claimed that it was not a mosque. It was basically Harihar temple, and the mosque was constructed on the ruins of Harihar temple by the Mughal king that time. So they had already filed a complaint in this regard. The petition was filed. On the basis of that petition, finally that survey was ordered on November 19th, and after that November 19th, and again the second survey was conducted on November 24th, and that was the time when we saw the worst ever violence in Sambal, in which 4 people lost their life, and some people came out on street. They started pelting stones near Jama Masjid, and somebody from within the mob also opened fire. So this case had been going on. So now when the court says that this is a dispute, because the other side is claiming that it is a temple, so finality of the case is to be decided by court only, because right now the court maintains that this is a dispute because other side is arguing that this is not basically a mosque because they have already provided evidence in this regard. 45-page report has already been submitted. What we had got to know from the sources, because this was videographed also, they had also got the pictures, and during those pictures they saw that there were inside there are 2 banyan trees, and that is what actually is sacred to the Hindus. And there is also that they say that there are also flowers being made on the wall. And there had been several instances where they have tried to whitewash all those evidences. That's one of the reasons that even Hindu side was right now objecting to when Masjid committee wanted that they want to have a whitewash. They felt that there's somewhere they were trying to once again erase all those evidence of the temple that were available inside the mosque. That's one of the reasons that the Archaeological Survey of India had to step in, and finally 3-member committee was constituted, and 3-member committee came out to this place and they said there was no need for whitewash, and finally the matter was again in the court, and that this time it was regarding the name. So now the court has decided that this is a disputed structure, so they will neither be referring it as a mosque nor will be referring it as a temple. It will be referred to as a disputed structure in the future communication that will be taking place, or in the future discussion that will be taking place inside the court, till the finality of the case is decided. The same thing what happened in case of the Ram temple also, because that was also called the disputed structure and the disputed site. And finally the finality will decide whether it is a mosque or whether it is a temple. It will be based on the evidence, and evidence is to be provided by the Hindu side, because they are the one who had claimed that this is basically a temple, not a mosque. So already the survey report has been submitted. Now they have to provide more evidence. Let's see how the Hindu side will be coming out with more evidence in this court to prove their point. But to some extent, it's a kind of a setback for the Masjid committee, because till date it was called Jama Masjid Mosque, Jami Masjid.
And now it is going to be called as a disputed site. Pradeep, request you to stay on with us. I'll come back to you in just a bit. In fact, viewers, we are also getting a reaction from Iqbal Ansari, who was a litigant in the Ram Janmabhoomi case. And he says, we have faith in the court. Listen in.
देखिए, वो जो है कानून के तहत जो है हर मामला कानून के तहत सुलझता है, कानून सुलझावेगा।
आपको न्यायालय पे विश्वास है?
न्यायालय पे विश्वास हमेशा रहा, आज भी है।
तो न्यायालय का जो आदेश आएगा उसको मुस्लिम पक्ष मानेगा?
अभी जो है बिल्कुल न्यायालय के आदेश को जो लोगों को मानना पड़ेगा। न्यायालय की बात लोग मानते हैं, क्योंकि हमारे देश में न्यायालय है, न्यायालय की बात मानी जाती है।
Let's now go back to my colleague Pradeep Datta, who continues to be live with us right now. Pradeep, you're reporting live from Sambal for our viewers. Can you explain to us a little bit about how the situation really is on the ground? Because we all remember what happened after the second survey was conducted, how it led to, a law and order situation there. There were riots as well. After this big news that has come in, the kind of political reactions we've got, how is the situation on the ground right now?
The situation on the ground is calm and quite peaceful, but yes, there are people who are trying to politicize the issue. They are once again trying to instigate matter, because they feel that way only they will be able to serve their vested political interests. Because last time also, when the first survey was conducted on 19th, it was peacefully conducted. There was no such problem. When the second survey was conducted, that was the time when there was a political instigation also. There were people who were trying to instigate matter, because what they wanted to do was they wanted that right-like situation, because they knew that if something happens around Jama Masjid Mosque, that will lead to trouble not only in Sambal, but the problem will spread to other parts of India. This time also there are people who are trying to instigate, but so far as people of Sambal are concerned, they're quite they understand, because at the end of the day it's the court who has to decide.
Pradeep,
whether
thank you for the moment for joining